Šibenik,
Mangualde,
i Sal,
Trebinje,
Plasencia,
Soldus,
Alba Iulia,
Mantova,
Saint-Quentin.
You're listening to the Urbact Residents of the Future podcast, the network of 9 small cities united in a shared mission to stand against urban shrinkage. Every week we take you across Europe to meet another city in the Residents of the Future network, exploring its challenges, the causes and impact of depopulation, and the bold ways communities are fighting back. Your guide on this journey is the project's lead expert, Tiago Ferreira. So, Tiago, where are we travelling today?
Hello and welcome to the Residents of the Future podcast. I'm Tiago Ferreira, lead expert of this Urbact project. In this series, we are traveling across Europe to discover how small cities are experiencing urban shrinkage and how people are imagining new futures for their communities. Today, our journey takes us to Mantova, in the north of Italy. Mantova is a city full of history and beauty, famous by its Renaissance heritage and its unique setting by 3 lakes. It's a place with a strong cultural identity and also a vibrant community that cares deeply about its future. I'm very happy to be joined today by Catarina Salvo from Mantova's municipal office and Julia Puscaso, I don't know if it is the right way to spell it, member of the Urbact local group. Welcome to you both.
Hello.
Hello, thank you.
Welcome. Well, let's start with the challenge that Mantova faces and that makes Mantova entering in this Urbact project. Catarina, from your perspective, what makes Mantova a special place?
Well, Mantova is special because it's known worldwide to be a UNESCO heritage site. So its cultural center, the historical center is amazing, beautiful, full with palaces that goes back, as you said, to the Renaissance period. And all the historical center is pedestrian too. So it's the perfect place to enjoy the Italian lifestyle. So you can stroll around, enter cafes, taste the famous pumping tortelli. And so it's definitely a city where it's easy to live in. Especially for these sides and Italian standards. But I would also add that considering that is in the Po Valley, which is renowned to be one of the most polluted areas in Europe, I don't know how many people knows that actually we won the silver medal for Best Urban Ecosystem 2 years ago. Yeah, because the municipality is actually doing a lot in regarding sustainability. So, for instance, 2 data that I found particularly interesting is that every 100 inhabitants there are 95 trees and 40 meters of cycle path.
All right.
So
Yeah, we have here some nice information, and congratulations by the silver medal. But I should highlight that the first tip from this episode is Mantova as the Italian experience. So it's a recommendation to our listeners to come to Mantova to have the proper Italian experience. Catarina, beside all the good that you already mentioned about Mantova, what you are doing, actually Mantova, like other small cities, is facing some urban shrinkage. Is this visible in everyday life?
Unfortunately, yes. Because even though, I said the historical center is beautiful, and it's true, because of the historical palaces. But if we look at the commercial and shops, unfortunately, there is a trend of them closing down. So that's something that we tried to check, also to contrast in a way with some pop-ups or specific interventions, but still it's an issue. And I would say that's the main thing that is visible if you walk around the city. Other aspects are maybe less visible, but still present. Like, for instance, the difficulties in find a house in the historical center. You don't see it, but you perceive it if you have to relocate in Mantova. Yeah.
Okay. You're listening to Residents of the Future podcast, where people come first and cities thrive together.
Do you know why housing is such a key issue for shrinking cities? Because a city without adequate, affordable, and well-maintained homes loses not only residents, but also confidence in its future. In shrinking places, empty buildings can become scarce, visible signs of decline. But there can also be opportunities to reuse, to adapt, and to rebuild neighborhoods. Housing is not just about infrastructure, it's about dignity, stability, and the sense that the city is worth investing in. When people can find a decent home they can afford, they are more likely to stay, to return, and to build their future locally.
Julia, from your side as part of the ULG, and after this long period of working, how do you see this challenge in the community?
In a lot of stories and interviews that we have made, a lot of people are actually trying to coming back, or they are actually coming back. So even if it's challenging to stay in Mantova, because there are many aspects to take in consideration, there is an important emotional and family part that can win everything. And so there is a strong community for the members that are going abroad or in a bigger city, because our competition for Mantova is not only England or Germany or Spain, but also Milan and Rome. And they are so close to Mantova. So what we are trying is like to make Mantova as attractive as a bigger city, but in which you can find that small aspect that you can't find in a bigger one. I don't know how to explain it.
All right.
Its uniqueness, it's the fact that it's small. So we are proud of that.
Very good. Well, it is a good tip for my next question, because cities are made of people, not just numbers, not just statistics. And I would like to ask you, what is your personal connection with Mantova? I think it's a good point to understand your vision to the city. So I don't know, Julia, do you want to continue? What is your connection with Mantova? Did you born in Mantova?
Yeah, I work in Mantova. I'm a co-founder of Bug Magazine and Mantova Soon. There are two small startups. And I have been working in communication and marketing for many years. But in fact, I graduated in foreign languages here in Mantova. So it is a small city, but we have a great campus. And this is my relationship with Mantova. I have left actually many times, but I have always come back. And I arrived here somewhat unwillingly at the age of 9 with my family, because I was born in Romania. Mm-hmm. But now Mantova is my home. So this is my relationship with Mantova. I'm fully adopted.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Good to hear. Katerina, what about you?
It's funny that I end up doing this project with the municipality, because I remember perfectly the first time I've been to Mantova. I was studying in Milan, so very close, and I was never in Mantova in my life. So I hear it is a nice city, you should visit. So I've been there as a tourist, but I do remember being on the other side of the river, where you can enjoy the best skyline of Mantova, let's say. And I was like, must be very nice to live here. And 2 years after, completely by chance, I found my first job opportunity, which wasn't another one, not in the municipality like now, in Mantova. And I was working in the city center, so I had to relocate. And since then, even though now I'm more like a temporary resident somehow, because I live partly in Mantova, but also in other places, I truly feel it like home, like it's my second home. So I perfectly understand what Julia is saying. I mean, there is something, a vibe in Mantova that really makes you feel welcome. And probably it's the people, the fact that it's small for sure, but also vibrant. So yeah, curiously, I keep thinking on what's my relation with Mantova over time.
An ongoing relation.
An ongoing relationship. Yes,
It's a dynamic one. That's good. That's good. Well, but your point is very important, because one of the competitiveness of cities that have tourism, like Mantova, being attractive for tourists, is the opportunity to present the city to these visitors. And if these tourists have a good experience, they could consider, when they saw an opportunity, a job opportunity, to move, because they already visualize and they are already attracted by what could be the lifestyle at that city. So that is very good. And combine the touristic strategy, imagining that each visitor could be one day a potential resident, could be also a nice tip for other cities to fight their urban shrinkage. All right.
We are the residents of the future, shaping tomorrow's cities today.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened at the ULG. I'm very curious about what you have been developing with the ULG. So, Katarina, do you want to share with us what were the main initiatives that you took with the ULG during this 2 years process?
Yeah, of course. So our journey within the ULG was extremely diverse, because we started with small groups and mainly even one-to-one interviews with some key stakeholder to better understand how to fight, let's say, our challenges. But then something very interesting happened. At local level, the topic of urban shrinkage in some aspect was part of different projects going on. So, for instance, with Julia, we got to know each other, besides the fact that she's very known in Mantova for its work in communication, but also because they were doing a very interesting project mapping the status quo of the services and opportunities in the city, thinking about future professions that youth could take to innovate and eventually remain and staying in Mantova. So we started linking our work with other projects going on. Another one was about building in co-design process an outdoor room for local associations and youth groups. And so we tried to convey all this energy within the ULG. And I think it was extremely successful, because we had some testing action that probably will go on even further, the Residents of the Future period, because they were successful and we liked it. And Julia can tell more about it on that format. But also it became a way of having a group of people we know we can ask feedbacks about the policies we want to implement in the future. So it's been extremely successful, and we are very happy about it. Yeah.
Okay. Julia, are there any moments or stories of change that you'd like to share about the work you did at the ULG?
Yeah, I would like to share something about 4 people that we interview, and I think they represent the different point of views with the relation of Mantova. And I will quote these stories. Um, the only thing that I would like to add to what Katerina said is that it was amazing as how much how cool the network became when we gathered together, and people was asking for that kind of relation, but we were not so aware, and it was something that I discovered together with Katerina, because I think it was a great experience, that the gatherings offline. I don't know how to describe it, but I work a lot online, so when we actually met, it was amazing. And so I will try to describe, like, Lisa, Sarah, Francesca, and Fabio's stories, because they have also common connection. Because Lisa, she was in Germany. She told us that what she misses from Germany is a good mobility network. In Mantova, it is difficult to get around, and you often need a car. However, she returned thanks to a competition that allowed her to work as a midwife at the hospital here in the city, and she also missed her family. So once again, the family and friends comes back. While Sarah came to Mantova out of trust in a friend who told her Mantova is a good place to live, and she and her partner left Denmark, and they started a small theater company in Mantova. The project is still ongoing, and they are completely part of the cultural network of Mantova. While Francesca moved from Turin, so a big city, in Mantova, and she faces mobility issues, especially because she works in an industrial area outside the city. So it's quite impossible to reach by public transport in certain times. But she finds the city vibrant. She discovers many activities and joins different informal groups, either to celebrate or to engage in civic life. And the last one, Fabio, he stayed in Mantova, where his family and friends are. He was trained as an electronic technician. Over there, he changed field, and he developed a passion for theater and turned it into passion. So the cultural fabric of Mantova allows him to make a living out of art. So mobility and art in these cases are important. And so I found these stories like important to describe different relations with Mantova.
Yeah. And normally, when we analyze these kind of stories of real people, sometimes we identify lessons that could be transformed in city programs, actions, investments, because that is the reality. It's not just people thinking alone in the office. Is looking for the reality and took the best insights. And well, of course, that case has happened before the project, and the project is collecting these stories. But for the next future, what was their key success points that we can promote actively and to create much more of these kind of success stories of people coming or staying in Mantova and enriching the civil society? That is a really nice point.
We are the residents of the future, shaping tomorrow's cities today.
Next question would be about the projects for the future. So during this project, you were diagnosing the challenges, looking for what is good in Mantova, what is working well, but also about what is missing. And the end of this process is your integrated action plan, where you have ideas for future projects, investments, policies to promote more interesting Mantova for the cities in order to retain and attract residents. So my question, and coming to to the final phase of our episode is about the future. Katarina, let's start with you. What is the one idea or project from Mantova that gives you the most hope for the future?
I think that will be around students, university students, and their first job. So entering the job market, because at the moment, I mean, Mantova has something like 2,000 students every year, and many branches from different universities. One of them is the prestigious Politecnico of Milano. So it's attracting also a lot of international students. So they have ideas, talents, and it's important to find a way to make them staying. But there is a lot of mismatch between what the university is offering and the actual job market. So what we thought of and will be keep us busy for the next years is trying to find solutions that allows the schools on the one hand and university to promote some specific course or tenure tracks with the companies. We have some examples already ongoing on engineer, for instance, green engineer, but implement them and make them like structural within the city offer. And on the other end, support the companies to actually have incentives to get the students, maybe not just as a free trainship, which we know is not that interesting sometimes, and especially some students cannot afford it to work for free, but maybe like paying while they're studying. And there are cities or countries that do so. So we have some examples to look at. So I would say that will be one of the main path we will go for the future.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
And Julia, from your perspective, what was the key learning that Mantova was taking from this process? Something that could be useful for other European cities facing similar situation. What was a key learning, and if you want also to highlight a key idea for the future?
I just enjoyed the network that took place, and actually I think it's active, and I would like to keep it alive, thanks to the talks and the meetings, uh, and to keep it alive. I think it's just about people and to stay together and keep talking about also what seems complex, because we like easy things, and this is a complex topic. But I think that
Yeah.
together we can share the complexity and understand it better, and also um, go through it, not avoiding it.
Yeah, the creation of connections is definitely a really nice result from the network because cities are like puzzles, and if we have connections, it will be much more potential to change the city reality. So if we connect with other people that have the same passion for our cities, the same willing to change the situation, we are much more stronger to our capacity to change the reality. So this is really nice output from this participation. Well, Katerina and Julia, thank you so much for sharing Mantova's story with us today. I don't know if you have a final message or something, just concluding this amazing episode.
Thank you, Tiago, for having us. Well, I would like to invite everyone to just come to Mantova, experience a few days there, and then you will judge for yourself.
All right. Well, to our listeners, stories like Mantova remind us that even small and shrinking cities can find fresh energy, create new opportunities, and turn challenges into a brighter future. We wish Mantova all the best as it begins to implement now the new Integrated Action Plan, and we look forward to seeing how these fresh ideas take root. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us. If you would like to hear more inspiring stories from across Europe, follow Residents of the Future on Spotify, LinkedIn, and at the Urbact website. Until next time, let's keep imagining and building the future together.